Well, Nintendo's to be a little bit busy when it comes to their latest legal battle with Palworld. We got a whole lot to get through, so let's break that all down. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. Also, before we get into today's news, I'm going to try to push this narrative as much as I can. We did cross to 900 subscribers, so I'm hoping by the end of the year we hit 1,000 and start the new year off right. I can't thank you guys enough for the continued support, and yeah, let's talk about some legal news. So it looks like we finally have an update with this long-standing legal battle between the creators of Palworld and Pocket Pair and Nintendo. For the longest time, I thought this battle was a little bit of an odd one, mainly because, as many of you guys know, conversations around the Pals design bared some resemblance to that of certain Pokemon. And at the time of this filing, not many people knew if they'd go down this route of filing a trademark dispute or if this was over some patents. The trademark or copyright route was the one I thought they'd go through, but as it turns out right now, most of their legal problems stem from this idea of throwing a ball at a monster. Now, I gotta say, Nintendo has been a favorite of mine, and that's been for a very long time, but for every good thing I can say about Nintendo as a game developer, as a company, on the other hand, there isn't much to go off there. And this legal battle right now is a prime example of that. I mean, going after someone over basic gameplay mechanics is pretty damn wild to me. And again, that pertains to throwing a ball at a monster and riding a monster in this open world. It just doesn't make sense. And sure, these are technically patents that Nintendo owns, so they do have grounds for legal action. I guess it's just more or less, do you really gotta be that big of a buzzkill? And at the end of the day, I do think this is a very dangerous precedent they're setting for the gaming industry. When you take a step back and look at every game ever made, there are some overlap when it comes to mechanics and how we play them. That's because gaming is a vast and ever so expanding medium, and those various iterations of the classic formula have bred some of the best games we've ever seen. And just the idea you can patent such a trivial gameplay mechanic, then just lock it off to the rest of the world, that just seems pretty scummy. And I'm saying this as a massive Pokemon fan. I didn't plan this, I quite literally get dressed in the dark here, but I'm wearing a Pokemon shirt, I have a tattoo, I love these games, but the company, on the other hand, yeah, they're not fun. Now, if Nintendo wins this case, this could be very dangerous to the gaming world at large. And this is mainly because other companies might pick up on this notion and start to lock down patents of their own. And this is all for certain mechanics. And the monster capture genre of a game has been around for ages, and Palworld isn't the first game to do it. And most likely, it's not gonna be the last. And at the end of the day, whenever I look at Nintendo and why they chose to go after Palworld, I just think it's an example of a game that just got a little too good fan reception. And that right there is what set off Nintendo's alarm. Like, hey, you guys gotta calm down. And let's not forget this little nugget. Palworld, at least in my opinion, isn't really like classic Pokemon games. Again, I link this style of game to something like Arc. And quite honestly, I just don't see how Nintendo can enforce something like this when it's been going on way before they filed that patent. And at the end of the day, as it pertains to this legal battle, I do think Nintendo is just trying to make an example out of Palworld. Like, hey, if you guys fly too close to the sun here, this is what's gonna happen. Whether they win or not, this is pretty much up to them. But this sends a message to anyone and everyone attempting to crack into this genre that Nintendo could rain legal action down upon you. And it's over something pretty basic. Again, just scaring people off in that regard and stifling creativity, it's just a bad look. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this one off to you guys. What do you think of this legal battle? More importantly, because I don't even know myself, does Palworld make it out of this? But that about does it here. I've been Kalo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.